We should probably just get started. Um, we're not taking all night and everything. I know people have a lot of things to do. Thank you, everybody, for getting on the HOA call tonight. I apologize for the miscommunication or misscheduling, I should say, with the other events tonight with the middle school and things. So sorry about that, but welcome. It's our second HOA meeting, and they've been both virtual. If you weren't here last year, I think it's an easy way to do it so everybody can get on, and we actually save the community some money by doing it that way. My name is Francois Theron. I'm in 329 Ranchero. If you don't know who I am yet, feel free to swing by and say hi at any point in time. We also have Mark Baldwin. He's on Ranchero. Tony Janko, he's actually just the person who set the teams meeting up. He's our treasurer. He's at the concert right now, so he's on autopilot. Tom Grace. Tom, you're down at the end of Cimarron, right?
Correct. I'm at 178.
Okay. We also have Sarah on here. Let's see. All right. Well, so what we're going to do is we're going to go through some, just points about the neighborhood real quick. Then we're going to run through the budget, and then I'll have some more topics to talk about after the budget. Just a handful of items. But one of the big things that we need to get corrected, email and phone number update. If everybody could make sure that Tony Janko has your correct email and phone number, I would appreciate that. It's real tough to get everything out without having that correct information. If you're new, please let us know. If you've changed your email address, let us know. And thank you for that. There's a few items here that Sarah's going to talk about. We have the Christmas light contest, the light up night, the honors choir caroling, the Santa mailbox, and then block party. Sarah, if you want to go ahead and take over, I appreciate it.
Sure. So yeah, the Christmas light contest is run by Jenny Drast. She's going to be doing that on the day before light up night, which is the 16th. So if you haven't entered that, I'm not sure if it's too late, but she posted a link to do that. And then light up night's the very next night. That's when we put out the luminaries. If you ordered luminaries, they did come in, and I'll be sorting them this weekend and posting for pickup. And we'll put them out by 5:30, and then Santa will ride through the neighborhood on the fire truck, probably between 5:30 and 6. He's leaving. Bon Mead's event ends at 5, and then he has to get on the fire truck, ride around Bon Mead, and then come over here. So I don't have an exact time, unfortunately, but I assume it will be sometime between 5:30 and 6. He'll stop here at 6 p.m. Here we will have the honors choir singing carols. They're also using it as a fundraiser for their trip to New York in the spring. So they'll be passing around a little basket if you'd like to donate to that. Jenny's offered she pays for Santa, but she's also offered to bring hot chocolate and cookies because we couldn't get a food truck. The food trucks are being a little more stringent now with having minimum payment needed. So we didn't want to commit to anything like that. And they're very, very busy now that COVID's kind of gotten better. So she's going to bring hot chocolate and cookies for everyone. And the kids will each get like a coloring book from Santa, and you can take pictures and all of that. And Erin Pelmerit also donated a balloon arch, which Dana Siegler was kind enough to volunteer to put together for light up night. So should be really nice. The mailbox for Santa is out front of my house now till the 17th. So get the letters in, and Santa will pick them up on the 17th and respond. That was built by Devin Halco. He lives at 114, and his grandfather and his brother. So they were nice enough to build a new mailbox that hopefully will withstand the Cimarron tornado wind that we get up here, unlike the old one that just blew away while I was on vacation. So other than that, I just had to talk about the block party. If anyone wants to take over, controlling the block party and planning it and all of that, it's up for grabs. Just let one of us know and we can get you the information from prior years.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Sarah. Thanks for doing all that and putting everything together, and two, definitely want to second the block party. Hey, if you don't have to be the only one. If there's anybody out there that wants to do it with a couple other people in the neighborhood, by all means, it takes a lot of effort to pull off the party and get everything scheduled and do all that. So if there's anybody out there, please let us know. Anybody on the board, shoot me an email or text or phone call, whatever you want to do, and we'll get that all set up. I appreciate it. Thanks, Sarah.
No problem.
So I had some technical difficulties tonight, getting on my computer onto the Teams for some reason. I couldn't hear anything. So I'm on my phone. I'm going to share my screen so we can run through the budget. If anybody has any questions, feel free to speak up and, just let me know and I can answer it as we're going through it. But hang on one second. All right, can everybody see my screen? It has the budget on it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what you're seeing on the left side of the screen is the actual numbers from this year. And then on the right side of the screen is the budget for next year. This year, we had $34,775 come in from associate HOA dues. We also had 5 sales, which accounts to, $1,250 plus $625 for the resale certification. And then we're actually missing a handful. We're working on that now. People had moved or forgot, things like that. So we're fixing that problem right now. Next year, we don't anticipate much changing. I imagine with the interest rates going up, that less people are going to be selling and moving, probably just a few people. So that's why we have the numbers pretty stagnant. Let's see. So our total income this year was $36,650. That should bump up, but that'll actually just increase for next year because we cut the numbers off for this year. Our landscaping went up this year, not terribly, but there was a higher cost because of diesel and labor. Tom, do you remember, was it, I want to say it was like 17 or 18,000 last year. Do you happen to remember?
Yeah, that sounds right. I think it was 18,000. I can see if I have that in the notes here. But
okay,
yeah,
no,
right.
It's okay. I'm pretty sure it was right there. I apologize for not having that. I didn't think about that until now, but so that's the reason for the increase. Obviously, diesel is $6 a gallon at some places, and that increases cost for the landscapers exponentially. Other expenses, PayPal fees, insurance, office expense. Let's see, community expenses, and treasurer stipend, bank fees. One thing we're looking at right now is the PayPal fees. I'd like to be able to save that. And our treasurer, Tony, he thinks that he'll be able to find a solution to that to save money. That percentage they take is just, that's a lot of money for, a computer program. I mean, come on. So we're not expecting much changes for next year. It should be pretty much the same. We did put a little bit extra in for community expenses, and the insurance we anticipate possibly going up. Of course, if we don't use any of that budget money, it just stays in the account. So it's not going anywhere. It stays there. It's nice. So our total expenses were $29,000 this year, and we were positive $7,600 to add to our ending cash balance. So there's no need to raise the HOA dues for next year. It'll stay at $225. I think next year there's a possibility, depending on how things go this year, that we may need to raise it to the original $250 amount. Hopefully prices don't keep going up, and hopefully gas stays the same or drops down, that sort of thing, so we don't keep seeing increases. Landscaping and insurance is our two biggest items, and landscaping being the biggest one. So that's pretty much it. We don't see anything really changing, and we were pretty much anticipating this year, so that's why we had jumped up from last year's dues. And yeah, I think I covered everything. Does anybody have a question for any of the numbers or any of the fees or anything like that? Anyone out there?
All good.
Okay. Sorry, I can't see if anybody's waving their hand or anything. Let's see. I just have a few other topics to talk about. One thing that Tony wanted to do, and I did want to get everybody's opinion on this. I'm thinking that maybe we send out a Survey Monkey with a few things to vote on. One being, we were thinking about putting a sign out maybe at the entrance of Ranchero, and then one down further on Cimarron, with a QR code that you can just scan and pay the dues that way. Let me get out of this. Sorry, a second. There we go. I think that would be a good idea, honestly. Make it a lot easier for everybody. And if we can get it to work and not use PayPal, that would save the community some money also. So one thing that we'll be looking for is that sign would say, hey, HOA fees are due, and it would have a QR code, basic information, not a huge sign, something small, but you'll see it as you're driving through the neighborhood. No personal information, no, monetary value on there or anything like that. It'll just be the QR code and the word saying, hey, fees are due. One other thing that I would like to do is have no more mailed letters out. Is there anybody out there that has a problem with not getting mail? I think it's a waste of our money. I mean, it's $150. The stamps alone are $110, plus add all the paper and the envelopes and everything. It's ridiculous to send out letters to everybody. Does anybody have a problem with just sending emails out for community related topics? Anybody?
No issue.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think what we'll do is the no more mailed letters, sign with the QR code, and any other topics that come up. I think we'll just send that out in the Survey Monkey and let everybody kind of vote on it. So as far as the board goes, is there anybody on this call that would like to be on the board? I know I've gotten a response from one person that is interested. Is there anybody else? You don't have to raise your hand now, but it would definitely make things a lot easier. If you wanted to be on, if you spoke up. So please let me know. Of course, just like in the letter, if anybody's interested in being on the board, just shoot me an email or a text, phone call, however you want to do it, and let me know. And then we can talk about it. It's not a problem. The other thing is there anybody that would like to be on a nomination committee? Each year, last year and this year, we've only had one person interested, but if we have more than that, then we need to have a nomination committee. Is there anybody that would like to volunteer for that? All right, crickets. If you know anybody else, if anybody knows anyone in the neighborhood that would like to do it, please have them reach out to me. Always looking for help. And let's see. I think that's it. So we'll have one nomination. And guys, do you know, Mark or Tom, do you guys, or Sarah, do you know if we need to do an actual like formal nomination if we've only got one person that wants to be in, or should we just go ahead and put the names on the Survey Monkey and send it out?
Yeah, I think we should do the names on the Survey Monkey and send it out.
Okay. Oh, I'm saying we don't need to do anything formal, right? Like we can just send it out.
There is a nomination committee that we just have to organize, but we're already, the board members are already part of that. So,
Okay.
But I think we just double check the bylaws and make sure that we're, just complying with the community.
Okay. All right. Well, we will plan. We're going to figure out how to get the survey out so that everybody can answer it. There'll be one vote per house, and we're going to figure out how to make that work. That'll be fun, huh? And then everybody will be able to vote, and yeah, that'll be that. So I don't have anything else. I'd like to open it up. Tom, do you have anything that you want to talk about?
I don't know have anything. I would just maybe, if you could, earlier this year we had some discussions with the developer in that Miranda phase of Cimarron. If you want to touch on any of those highlights, but I think that I think most of the residents that were kind of involved already have heard that. But if you just want to just briefly touch on some of those topics, I think that would be good for this recording and this meeting.
Oh yeah, good point.
And we have a hand up for somebody, Missy.
It's me. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but most of us down at this end didn't get a link. We had to ask Antonio for it, and I don't know that everybody knew to do that. But the people that are on the phone, it won't. One of them had a question. It won't unmute them.
Oh. Huh.
If you have a question, raise your hand if you could, kind of like that, the reactions at the top, or.
Are they able to do that if they're only on the phone?
Yeah, I think a lot of them dialed in is what she's saying, and so they don't have all the functionality. It's just like they made a phone call basically.
Ah, okay. Well, how about this? If that's the case, why don't anybody who has concerns or comments, please just call or text me. My number's, well, I'll give it to you right now if anybody wants to write it down. It should be on the Cimarron page and on the emails that went out and everything like that. It's 412-977-9440. Any comments, any concerns, things like that, by all means. And at any point in time throughout the year, please let me know. It doesn't have, you don't have to wait until this meeting or anything like that. You know, if it's April and you're walking through the neighborhood and you're like, man, this grass is a foot tall, you know, call me, let me know, because I need to hammer the landscapers, right? Like whatever it is, just let me know. Okay. Um, let's see, Missy.
And just to be clear, the people that just have that dialed in, do you have access to the chat then either, or you're just audio only? Probably just audio only.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, if they actually dialed in, if you call in, you don't really usually have much functionality. Just mute or not mute, and if it's permanent mute for everybody else until you open it up, then they won't be able to. The new phase. So the new phase is obviously underway. Everybody knows that. They're getting ready to pave at any point in time here shortly, depending on the weather. They're looking at the lots being turned over to Miranda March, April. He says, the developer says everything should be ready by then. You know, depending on weather, I would imagine they're moving along pretty fast. He's pretty happy with the progress that they're making. So I would say end of March, unless we get some crazy spring where it's raining early. But as of right now, that's what they're looking at. Let's see. I'm trying to think what else there was to talk about today. Oh, let's see here. I think that's it. The developer did say that all the easements and things like that are going to be used or needed for the project, he's already discussed it. The only reason why they would need to talk to somebody after this point would be if something gets changed by the township, which it shouldn't at this point. I mean, they're set with what they're doing. I think that's it. There isn't really much else to talk about for the development down there. Tom, did you have any questions about the development?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Mark?
Good on my end.
Okay. Sarah?
No,
Okay. Sarah, do you have anything else that you want to talk about?
no, I think that was it for me. If anybody has any questions about Light Up Night or the mailbox or the luminaries or anything like that, they can ask now or email me or text me. All of my information's in the directory.
Okay. Great.
Sarah, this is Missy again. Someone that's on the phone just asked me to ask the traffic nightmare when the choir came last year. Do you know if there's a plan to get that with Light Up Night?
Well, you mean the people driving down to see the choir?
Yeah.
From the
And
neighborhood?
then the participants?
So it's not that many. She's only allowing like 9 max to come. They had to sign up. And they get dropped off. They're doing a bunch of events all over Moon. So they already did Sonoma Ridge, and they had to do 2 minimum for their points for their grade. So they had to sign up in advance for all these caroling events throughout the season. So there's only like 9 kids that were able to sign up for our event, and the parents are going to be dropping them off and picking them back up.
Missy, does that answer the question?
And
I
as
think
far as
so.
the neighborhood goes, if everyone could because of the fire truck too, we always post that like everyone needs to kind of park off the street if they can, so that the fire truck can get down through the street, because he's always nervous about if there were God forbid, be some sort of emergency that they'd have to get to. He doesn't want to have to like precariously have to drive the fire truck through the neighborhood and worry about hitting people's cars and stuff to get out of the neighborhood in an emergency. So I'll be posting that again about, trying to keep all the cars off the street for that night as much as possible, and staying out of the way. So if people attending could plan just to walk down, that would be best, just because of that situation alone with the fire truck and all that. So I'll post all of that when it gets closer to the day.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate that. Let's see. Does anybody else have anything that they want to bring up or talk about? No? All right. Mark, did you have anything?
I don't. You covered everything.
Okay. All right. So I guess to recap real quick, we'll send out a Survey Monkey with a few topics on it, and everybody can take a vote. We'll figure out how to make it so that each household gets one vote on there. Please, everyone, update your email and phone number with Tony. It's super important. I really appreciate it if anybody can, or if everybody could. And then also the last thing is we're looking for organizers, hosts, planners for the block party. Please, if a couple people could step up, I really appreciate that. And that's all I have right now. Yep. All right. Well, if nobody has anything, I'll stay on for another minute or so while the recording's still going. And then if somebody has something, by all means, just pop on. But thank you, everybody, for coming to the meeting tonight, and I really appreciate your time. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.